that's that, your experience has evolved and your role has evolved, with Nothing Land over the years. But, you kind of hit on something that's important if you're running a leasing job. Like if you're the crew chief, a leasing job, or you're managing an acquisition project for a client, you need good data and you need as up-to-date information about your negotiations as possible. So whatever you're doing, there's at a minimum, you need to be requiring your team to have updated contact notes every day. You need a means to, be able to see that, to track that, to report it, to monitor it. That's the responsibility of a crew chief or, an acquisition lead on a big job. They need that information. So if you're a buyer on a project, you should expect, the standards for you are to enter your contacts every day, update information in whatever database you're working in. Talking about tools, you need to be able to be computer literate. You need to be able to work in all the Word documents. You need to understand databases. You need to be able to do those things if you want to continue to be employable and stay active. You don't want to be the guy who's, is going to have somebody else fill out their forms for him. You want to be low maintenance on the job. You want to be able to fill out your own leases, build your own lease purchase reports if required of you on the project, and do those things. So, not only are you studying your lease, you're subscribed to the sites that allow you to find people. Yeah, you're also tech literate. You're also Johnny on the spot with your notes. It's a habit, right? You're entering your contact notes is a habit. It shouldn't be something you're forced to do. You should be doing it as you do it. You got to build that into your routine because information is critical.
It's super important, even for yourself. Going back to that lessor, you've got to have a record of what y'all discussed in the past, what those issues are that they brought to your attention. And if you're not listening to them and finding out their concerns and then jotting that down, putting that in those contact notes, then you're not doing your job. And it's just super important to be successful at this. Ancestry is a good tool, but being able to sit down and accurately describe all the information that's needed is just as important as that tool is. It's to me one of the most important things, and then they're being able to, and that goes on further even to being able to give the client the information that they need. And you need to be held accountable for not doing that as well, because it just creates a big issue down the road. If I don't know what's been going on with the track, then that's a problem.
Well, at least if you don't have, the last thing you want is your crew chief or your project manager to have to eat shit, because you didn't, take care of your business and right. Provide them with enough information to explain why we haven't got this lease or why we can't get this timely or why it took so long. You have that situation, it rolls downhill, right?
It does.
But, in some states, Arkansas, for example, when you have integration hearings, forced pooling and things like that, you have to show a resume of efforts, right? You have to show, I'll contact this person. I offered them a lease on this date. These were the terms of that offer, so on and so forth. You have to be able to show that. And if you aren't keeping good records, well, then you cause problem on down the line. So, that's the big thing. You do not want to be a pain point. If you're talking about longevity, staying busy, right. Staying working as a field landman, those things are critical.
Have that mindset that, and this is what I've always tried to do, not just for example, but for the client as well. Y'all have other things to do. Y'all have asked us to do this. This is the assignment that we have been given. And I don't want to lean on you for anything if I don't have to. And I mean, it has to be an emergency. You have a job to do. Do it to the best of your ability and try not to interrupt your superiors or management or something like that over small details. They're busy. They got a lot to do. Try to handle everything you can on your own and let those guys do their job. That way you stay working. I wouldn't have my job without Brent doing his job. And so I've always told Brent, hey, man, my job is to not bother you. So, this is taken care of.
Yeah.
You go do your job. This will be fine over here. I've got this.